All right, so how to write better chord progressions. Now, that's, sort of a clickbait title. It's not, always going to be better to do this, but how to take a kind of basic chord progression and add a little flavor to it. That's all I wanted to kind of get into. So, I've got this chord progression, B minor, G, D, A. Okay, kind of cool. It's really sort of based around a D major chord, kind of a 6, 1. No, wait, what did I go? 6, 4, 1, 5. All right, so B minor, G, D, A. So how can we spice that up? Okay, because let's say one of the members of the band is playing this. Let's say the piano player or the other guitar player is playing this. And it kind of goes back to what we were doing last week, is playing something totally different than what everyone else is doing. So if the piano player is playing this kind of progression, or the other guitar is strumming this, how can you spice up these chords? Or maybe everyone in the band wants to spice up these chords, so they're just a little bit more unique. So there's a couple ways to do it. Some things are, a song like this in the key of D, the E, the A, the G, the D, the A, the E, they are all in the key. So they're all, good options for what we can do. One of the things I like to do is the B minor shares a lot of notes in common with the D. So if you think about a D chord with a B in it, you get something like this. Still shares a lot of those same. I find that kind of a difficult chord to finger, so I like to leave out the F sharp, so don't play that. So instead of this, I'm just playing this. So, and I can finger it this way. So I've just got the B here, the A here, and the D here. And if you want to mute this D or leave it open, that's fine. You can leave the E open as well, and you get this chord. Kind of cool, right? So then I can take up here to the G. Now, there's a lot of different options here. One of the things that I really like to do with a G is this B right here is kind of redundant, not necessary. So I take it out. So you kind of get that sound. Now, we've got a G here and a G here, so maybe I could even switch that G to an F sharp right here. Make it a G major 7. Now the F sharp is not part of the chord, but it's in the scale, in a G major scale. So our note's in G major, in the D major scale, I'm sorry, because we're in the key of D here. But that's a note that's in the D chord, so it's a pretty obvious one. So we can add that. I'm muting this string right here, the A. I'm muting it because, I could leave it open A if I really wanted to. It's kind of hard to do. You're going to just naturally mute it. So I got. Okay. I'm going to get down here to a D chord. A lot of different things we could do. My favorite thing to do with a D when I'm playing with a band is just to add a little bit of color by giving it the open E. Right? We could even go so far as to add an F sharp. Right? So have the open E and a bass F sharp. Now it's a D sus over F sharp. You might have seen that written. So we have. And now for the A, take an A. One of my favorite tricks in chord chord coloring is just to open it up. So here, I'll take that string off, that finger off. It gives me a B. There was a B minor chord earlier, so we know the B is good. Adds a little bit of dissonance in there. It's a sus chord. Right? Cool. But you could even add a C sharp, because this is the C sharp we took out. We took out the C sharp, so we could put it back in the bass. It's a tough chord to get to. might sound cool, but maybe we'll just leave it like that. I don't know. So this is what we got so far. Right? We do that little move at the end, right? So just kind of think about that with some of your chord, some of your chord progressions. You don't have to have a ton of theory knowledge. What you really want to do is just look at what's available and what's around you, and just pick from other chords. If you're playing a song where all the chords are in the same key, as most songs are, then you can borrow notes from other chords, right? So we took a D chord, which has this note right here, and I put that note in the B minor chord. Now I had to get rid of the bar. I could have just taken that off, and it's right there. There's my B minor chord. It's now a B minor 7 with an E in it, right? So that's like a suspension, and then goes to a G. Now it's a G major 7 if we add this note, but again, I'm just looking at the D chord. I just borrowed it from the D chord. You know, you can even just completely open it up like that. Right? Then we went to the what did I do? Oh, the D. Took the F sharp here and put it on the top. I just re-fingered it. And then the A, we just opened it up. And I took that C sharp that was right there and put it right there. Okay, you don't have to, of course, this is sounding good here, but a lot of different ways you can do that. I could play the B minor and just open up the bar so I have the E. The G chord I could borrow from the D chord, like take the D and take this A right here and put that in the G chord. Some quick make it. I could make a major 7 if I wanted to, but how about I go with how about I put the A octave right here, so on the D, and then I could take the A and keep the A octave up there. So that's a new way to play it. So just some different options, right? Maybe to break out of the box of playing the same chord progressions as the other guys in the band, or even if you're just trying to write a song and you want to think about new ways to improve, kind of just some very sort of textbook chord progressions, right? Take G, C, and D. That everyone who has ever written a song has written a song in G, C, and D. But can you make it more interesting? You know what I mean? So that's kind of the thing to think about. Right? Can you make those chords more interesting, or at least more colorful, just to give yourself a new kind of outlook on sort of generic chord progressions. All right, hope that helps, and let me know if you have any questions.